Morning, everybody. Right, I haven't done a 16:8 film for ages, and all of you keep asking me, excuse the mess behind me. So I thought I'd do a little update. So there's quite a few films explaining a lot about 16:8. So if you just go back through the 16:8 catalogue, if this video interests you, then you can go back and hear about how it all started for me and everything, and how much I love this way of eating. First of all, I am not in any way a medical person. I am a 2-bit TV presenter who has struggled with eating. I've always struggled, not with not eating enough, but maybe eating too much. Yeah, disordered eating, but I wouldn't say I've had an eating disorder, just disordered eating. And actually with 16:8, I know that a lot of doctors recommend to be very careful if you have an actual eating disorder. So please do your own research. This is just my way of eating that works for me, my body, my psychology. I'm not saying do it. I'm not saying this is the way for you. I'm saying this is the way for me and for my husband. This is the way that we now eat. Things have changed a bit since the last time I did one, because I don't do 7 days a week anymore. I do 5 days a week of 16:8, and that's just because I just always fuck it up and don't manage to do 7. But that's also indicative of the way that I've got a lot more sane about my eating over the years. And I wouldn't, you know, in the old days I would have said, oh God, I've changed it, I'm a complete failure, I'm just going to eat whatever I want, you know, that whole messy stuff. So how 16:8 is going for me so far is I have made a few changes. I've brought my eating earlier, just some more research I've done, which sort of indicates that that's better for women. And the thing is, I wake up quite hungry. Not everybody does. I mean, Mark doesn't get hungry till about 12 o'clock. And interestingly, the recent research I've read said that's a better time for men to start with a 16:8. But again, it all depends on your body and the way that your body functions. So I start eating now more between 9, 10, and then I do 8 hours. Sometimes I do 9 hours. So I'm fairly flowing with it. I think if you really want to do this and like really see a faster weight loss, I would say, and you've been eating really badly beforehand, I would say go, you know, 10, 14. So 14 eating, 10 hours fasting, and just bring it down bit by bit by bit by bit. And just really slowly and gently until you've got back to some sort of order with your eating. What I do now is, it's like, okay, nothing is off limits of what I eat, but I wouldn't overeat. So it's not about being 16:8 and stuffing your face for 8 hours, but it's about allowing yourself to have whatever you want, but within moderation. So for instance, last night Mark was going out to get some ice creams, and I went, yeah, I'll have a Magnum. I love a Magnum with almonds, but there's still that old stinking thinking where, oh God, I'm going to, a Magnum with almonds is about 60 calories more than an almond without, than a Magnum without almonds. And stops in the throat, actually get me an almond Magnum. And it just that, like, taking the guilt out of eating for me. Funny, he came back with it, and he had this Magnum, and I went, do I want it? I was within my hours. I thought, no, I don't want it as much now as when he left. So pop it in the freezer, I'm going to have it while I watch Love Island. Anyway, Love Island came along, he was eating his, Kiki was eating hers, and I just thought, oh, I'm not going to have it. It's still in the freezer. This is so far removed from the old me, I cannot tell you. The whole evening would have been about, I've got that Magnum, am I going to have it? Am I not going to have it? And so the psychology of 16:8 has really worked for me, in that I eat within these hours, because I believe what I've read, again, look it up for yourselves. I believe the research that I've read about how when we fast, we bring down the inflammation in our body. Inflammation causes disease, that there's so many health benefits. I don't just do it for weight management. I do it because of all the other health benefits as well. So yeah, so that's like a little big win, you know, that I just reminded myself of yesterday. Yeah, yeah, I don't think I want it now. But I can have it if I want it. If I really want it, I'll just go and get it and have it. It's such a key. Because when you're constantly saying, I'm not allowed that, I'm not going to have that, and try and stop saying to yourself in any way, shape or form, that's bad, I'm not going to have it, I feel guilty. That's what's kept me on this terrible cycle of, like, you know, hopping on diets and off diets. I've got a way that I manage now through my life. So what are the other little tweaks I've made? I'm a great believer in carbs. I love carbohydrates, but I was definitely overeating carbohydrates. So I try where I can to, and when I say try where I can, what I mean is, if I want, okay, so if I wanted, say for instance, a bacon sandwich, noodles, chicken noodles for lunch, and a huge jacket potato and chicken for dinner, those are all like perfectly feasible meals. That's like a good sort of balanced sort of diet. But I did want to lose a bit more weight because of my fear around diabetes and my dad having diabetes. So I don't do that anymore. I would have half a jacket potato. For breakfast, I might have bacon, eggs, couple of eggs, spinach, and half a piece of toast. And then for lunch, I'm going to think more about, instead of having a big noodle dish, I'm going to have like chicken and maybe this amount of noodles, like brown rice noodles or something, and lots of flaxseed. Do you know what? I'm more energized. I'm as full. I don't go hungry. I never go hungry. It's just about, I've just reduced those carbs a bit. And don't forget, you get carbohydrates in fruits and vegetables. With my fruits, I don't have like banana every day, because I find that was a way I was stuffing more carbs. But I'll eat pears. Conference pears are lovely. I eat an apple probably a day. I have blueberries, I have raspberries. Buy them frozen because it's cheaper, because I know everyone's penny pinching at the moment. And yeah, so those are my fruits. I love watermelon, but the thing is, I can get a watermelon, I can eat the whole one, and then I blow out like this. So these are all things that work for my body. Every day I have Greek yogurt. That's probably the first thing that I have in the morning when I come out of my fast, is some Greek yogurt with, sometimes I put some protein powder, a few blueberries and flaxseed, and a milky coffee, full fat milky coffee. So I have that every day. I have vegetables every day. I have, so green vegetables. So I have lots of broccoli, green beans, spinach, watercress, and my things. I have a grated carrot every single day because I read it's really good for the gut. So, yeah. And you know what? I'm just feeling so much better. I'm just feeling so much better. I just feel more energized. You know, I've got a 58-year-old body, but I'm not massively overweight. There's always a bit more weight to lose for me because of diabetes. I actually love my body the way it is now, but because of my family history, you know, it is better not to carry too much weight. But I feel good and I feel sane, and I eat because I love it and because it fuels my body, and not as a punishment reward, not as some sort of fucked up punishment and reward system. Yeah. So just thought I'd give you a little update. And as I say, go back through my other videos if you haven't seen any of them, and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything else. I'm actually going to film a little film now about my weight training that I started a few months ago, because lots of you have been asking me about that as well. So just, yeah, I wonder if Mark will post it straight after this. I don't know. Anyway, there'll be a weight training video too. Love ya.